Hello friends, very good evening. Welcome back to my YouTube channel, Talent Traders. And in this video, we are discussing about the narrow CPR. So recently we are discussing on our tutorial videos. We are discussing about the charting scanners to create with CPR indicator. The default CPR is not available. We can derive the code by the custom indicator. Once we find out that CPR values, and we can easily find out such a kind of stocks. Why to watch the narrow CPR? Like this is such a big movement on Bharat Force, which forming a narrow CPR today. The value of that CPR, so that would be very tight in range. And if you find out a stock which having a very narrow CPR, we will be finding out the stocks may be having trending for that particular day. Okay, so if the stock having a very trending or a narrow range, so on the day we are expecting a trending for either the side, maybe the trending can continue for a next 1 or 2 days. To find out the stocks, simply we can call as a narrow CPR stocks for tomorrow by using the narrow CPR scanners. So we already created the scanners and our that means the indicators, and very simple we can easily find out those stocks which forming a such a pattern, or what are the stocks which forming a such a list. So we can find out and we can use for our intraday trading strategies, and that will help us to find stocks for day trading. Okay, so this is what the move. So you can see the stock which forming a very narrow CPR, and here very narrow. Okay, so and here also you can look at the narrow. So it looks like a technical gap up or a gap up, and it breaks the loop, and you can see there is a movement, and next day also the same movement continues. But today which a narrow CPR which opened below and was giving you some good movement, but maybe one point of the time it gives you a reversal, and maybe the 5 minutes candle also, if you are taking high and low, there is a good movement. So if you finding this stock, so how to find out the stocks? By using a charting scanner, and I'm going to show you how to create that, the conditions and the logic here. But I'm not going to share you the scanners. If you wish to get the scanners, the link in the description, so you can go for that, and you will be getting that particular scanners on that particular group only. It's a paid group. Okay, so narrow CPR stocks for tomorrow, so we can try to find out by using our charting scanners. So first I want to go for a charting.com. So I'll just go for scanners. I need to create a scanners or my dashboards, and there is no scanners which I have stored it right now. So I need to go for a create that particular scanner. So simply the condition which I'm going to use it, the CPR should be very narrow. Okay, so what we need to use it, the upper level and the lower level, it should be very tight. Okay, so we have a CPR 3 lines. It's very important. One is a TC, BC and pivot. Okay, so TC and BC and pivot. TC, BC in between pivot. Okay, so these 3 lines we are going to calculate the TC and BC. Okay, there is a gap between the TC and BC, this values, and we need to find out. So high value and the low value we finally compare with the closing price. So if you are comparing the closing price, we can easily find out the narrow CPR stocks for tomorrow, very easiest to be. So let me create that stock list, how to find out one. So I normally use for a future and option shares. So I just adding a future stocks. So we need to use the max function. So because we are going to calculate some values, exact values, that we use ABS. So there is a one function which is available here. What I'm going to make use of for top CPR or CPR BC, right? TC or BC, yeah. TC pivot point. So TC pivot point, that means top CPR, and we have to subtract in the bottom CPR BC. Okay, so we will be getting some values. Maybe here you can look at this, and 906 and 905. So here about 30 paisa is the value for this. So what I'm just calculating here on this scanner, so 906.20 minus 905.90. So this is the value. So we got answer is 30 paisa. Okay, it's about very small in range. If you compare the previous day, maybe you will be getting 1 or 2 rupees. So, but this is called a narrow, very less number. And if you are using by the stocks value, simply we can go for less than 1. Okay, so if you are using, so it will not give you the exact value, but you can use this method also. Less than number 1, you will be finding out some stocks having narrow CPR. So you can see BHEL, Delta Corp, and National Aluminium. So because the stock value is very less. If you are using 1 rupee, so many stocks will be there because of the gap of this particular stock is very low. So but if the stock value is more than 500 or 1000 rupees, then this will be working. So for example, this we have, and the close price, that means the latest close must be greater than. So for example, if a 500 stock, the CPR would be just simply a number 500. So less than 1 rupee means that should be narrow. So look at the GNFC, Astral, maybe we can check that. Astral, you can see maybe tomorrow's level we are calculating. Maybe today I will show you with the 1 day ago. Okay, so if you are using 1 day ago, then would be today's. You can see Bharat Forge, Ramco Cement, lot of stocks. Maybe Axis Bank, TVS Motor. So lot of things. If you are going to calculate, think stocks only India. Okay, TVS Motor. Look at this, perfect and narrow, less than the 1 rupee. So how did I calculate? You can see almost just about 15 paisa. The CPR value is just about 15 paisa, 133180 and 1331.65. So this is about very narrow. And today, in this case, today's scenario, it is about a narrow. So we are not going to use our support and resistance in this case. But if you are applying that S1 R1, and we will be easily finding out the trend reversal point if it is goes down, and we can easily find out the buying opportunity at lowest level also. Okay, I hope you understood. There is a 15 paisa is the gap. Okay, so we find that, and let me go for ICICI. Lot of stocks. We'll check that Marico, Lupin, whether it's right. Lupin is at nearby 1000 rupees. Lupin India, yeah, narrow, but it was not given you any breakout. After that, first 15 minutes candle. Lupin, ICICI Bank, ICICI Bank, very narrow. Which we are calculating. It's depending on this value, that is the price value. So less than. So if most of the time, if you are using a price value, that would be even 1000 rupees stock, that you can easily filter out. If the stock value is greater than 1000, and if it is 1 rupee, so these are all the stocks: Lupin, TVS Motor, Infosys, HDFC Bank, HDFC Bank, about a very narrow, 49 to 48, it's less than 1 rupee. So maybe after moving down and given you such a reversal, and it touches the CPR level. Okay, that's right. Maybe this is the one of the conditions which we can use for, and some other conditions which I can use also without a numbers. Without number, if you are using, that should be even better. We are comparing with the closing price. Okay, maybe the close price must be less than. So what should be the close price of the stock? Just to close multiplied by the number 0.005. So if we are using, so we have 140 stocks. Okay, we don't want it, and even add one more zero, close into 0.05, 3 zeros. Run, even we have a lot of stocks, Ambuja Cements, ACC. Let me check that. ACC, it's very narrow, but comparatively this one is very narrow. Comparing this, yesterday is a very narrow, and you can see the look at, it's a huge trending day. Okay, and even we can reduce it. Number 1, if you find any, very few Coromandel and XI. If you are using, side, you can see there is a very tight in range. Yesterday it given you such a big move, and now it is very huge, just about a 5 paisa. You can look at that the gap between that particular stock, that TC and BC, the gap is 0.05, very tight in range. Hope you understood. So how I'm just comparing with that one with the closing price. If I'm just calculating with the closing price, we have a very few number of stocks. Instead of 0.001, you can go for a 0.002. We will be getting almost 10 stocks. So today, Bank Nifty also same like that today. Based on our concept, Bank Nifty, I think it's we are using only stocks. Bank Nifty. So we can go for a Bank Nifty future. That is also be looking very narrow. Okay. So and then we can go for IGL, TVS, Motor, Oracle. So you can change its value. Instead of 0.02, we will go for 1.5. So by using the scanner, only 7 stocks, Ambuja Cement. Okay. So Chamber Fertilizer, Bank Nifty, IDFC. IDFC we are looking for this week, and yeah, I think it is 119. So initially it went higher, moving lower, and today is back. And yesterday also narrow, and it started 5 minutes low, and it moves down, and today it recovered back. So maybe a trending day which we can find out. Okay, this is what today which we have analyzed for those stock which is forming a narrow CPR today, and that means the stock CPR. And if you are using latest, we will easily find out the stock list one day before. So we have the stock, and Astral, Polycab, L&T, LIC, sorry, L&T Finance Holding, and GNFC maybe tomorrow. GNFC, which is we'll go for. This may be a tomorrow very tight range. So let me go to check next day pivot with the CPR like this. Yeah, you can look at this next day CPR level. It's very tight. So 54, 554.40, 554.30, just about 10 paisa. You can look at this yesterday's value is near about 1.5 rupees, very tight range. Maybe we can look at this. And Astral, Polycab, Astral, look at this, very tight and also inside CPR. Maybe looking for tomorrow. You can see here another pattern. So like by using here is another one. So this is what a scanner for to find out the stocks for tomorrow. Like what we say, and sometimes the stock which having TC and BC, that should be changed. Okay, so how I need to change exact value? So 0.01, maybe we are going to get many stocks, sorry, 0.02, 0002. Okay, run the scan. Okay, test. I'm just running to save the scan. And one more condition. So pivot point. That means our pivot, central pivot. That means one day ago. Tomorrow we are finding now. Yeah, one day ago. Sorry, latest only. Latest CPR pivot point. Less than, I think we use TC. Okay, same like that. Greater than. Yeah, it must be greater than BC. Okay, if you are adding this condition, we'll look at this L&T Finance Holding. I think it's something issue on this. This, I think this channel is not saved. Okay, so but so if you are running this, we will be getting L&T Finance Holding also be here in this. Even if you are using avoiding this too, and this is what a exact CPR we are calculating. So you will be getting some stocks like 6 stocks, but if you are adding this conditions, we have only few number of stocks. Okay, 3 stocks. So these are all the stocks having a quite good narrow stocks for tomorrow by using this particular scanner. By using the scanner, we will find out those stocks for tomorrow's trading. So this is what based on our, so we can adjust this number to find out even more stocks or less stocks. So it depends on your idea. So this will work for most of the time, and for a trending stocks. I hope you understood the concept how to create it, and thank you for watching this video. And if you like this video, it trigger your like button, and if you are still not subscribing the channel, hit our subscribe button and press the bell icon to get our live notification. So we are doing a live session on daily morning 9 to 10, and if you wish to join our live session, you can join on the session also. Thank you for watching, and if you are new to my channel, once again kindly subscribe. Thank you.